Thank you for joining today. I was thinking about how it is very common for us to be disconnected to our bodies and sensation in our bodies, especially if there has been pain or trauma, um, and how we may forget how the body reacts and acts with each other, meaning the foundation is the feet, and they say, so below is above. So starting with our feet and getting our feet as a strong foundation and bringing our awareness to our feet, but then also how the hips and pelvis and the shoulders and the skull work together in opposition quite often. So just as an example, test this for yourself. If you're sitting, just have a seat and as you normally do, whatever you normally do, and without changing anything, just kind of take a look and see, is your pelvis turning so your tailbone is tucked under and then your chest is kind of coming forward a little or a lot? If that's the case, you're almost like in the C shape, right? You've got your tailbone tucked under and your pelvis is posteriorly turning, so it's tipping forward, and your chest is coming down, so it almost creates a C shape. And then to offset that posture, that alignment, generally we will shorten the back of the neck and kind of jut the chin out to lift in the opposite direction. So notice if that's what naturally is happening for you, or the other direction. So if not the C shape, it's kind of like a backward C. So instead of the pelvis and the ribs coming towards each other, we almost go the opposite way too far, like a military stance. So now the pelvis is turning, the tail is turning outwards or back, and it's an anterior pelvic tilt, and the chest is opening and coming up, and the chin is, the gaze is direct on the horizon, so the back of the neck has lengthened. But what you're doing now is this kind of exaggerated. So if you were like this, now you're like this. So what I'd like you to do for a playful exploration is completely exaggerate both of those ways. So I will show you in a chair, and then I'll show you standing as well, because this will help your brain figure out what you're doing right now and adjust it if it needs to be adjusted. Okay, so here's the pelvic tilt where we have a posterior pelvic tilt. So I'm tucking my tailbone under and I'm kind of creating the C shape already. My chest is coming downwards and my chin is kind of jutting forward, so I have the shortened neck. So now I'm going to really exaggerate this. Okay, like I've been at the computer way too long. Okay, and now I'm going to over exaggerate the other way. So now I'm going to sit and push my tailbone back. Now, instead of tucking under, it's going to push back, and my chest is going to open. So now the tailbone, the pelvis and the chest are moving away from each other, more length in between those two places and length more in the back of the neck. So now it's like chest is forward and kind of making a real C shape in the low back now, right? So chest and shoulders back. Okay, so let's go between the two. Let's get the real slouchy shape with the compressed neck. And then let's go into the real kind of military shape where we're really kind of pushing the chest forward and lengthening in the back of the neck. And let's try that again. So notice how it feels, possibly feels weird in one of the ways or both of the ways because it's a total exaggeration. And then see if you can come to whatever alignment is for you. So wherever that is, it's not this and it's not this. So where in between the transition between the two do you feel the most aligned or most comfortable in your body, where you feel like your bones are stacking in the most balanced way? The weight of your body in the chair is the most balanced, and you're just kind of acknowledging that relationship between all of these areas, the pelvis, the shoulders, the skull, and the feet, of course. So find that spot and just notice how that feels. And now we're going to do it standing as well. So I'm going to take my chair away and let's try it standing as well. Hey, what? So we're going to do the tuck the tailbone under, bring the chest down towards it. So it kind of looks like this. I mean, I'm really exaggerating and that's what we want. And then compressing in the back of the neck. So the chin is kind of parallel to the floor, but you're compressing in the back of the neck, like you're and jutting forward. Okay. And now take it into a real military stance where the knees most likely will lock because you're standing now and you're pressing everything back. So in order to offset that balance, the knees usually lock, and so does the lower back. So notice that sensation of what that feels like for you. Okay. And then go back to the real slumpy position, and then go back to the really kind of erect military position. So do that a few times, just over exaggerating. And then find that place in between that feels like the best alignment for you, that your bones are best aligned, that your knees are not locking, the weight is distributed in your feet the most evenly, and find that spot and see how that feels. And sometimes if we've had poor posture, the brain begins to believe that that is correct posture. And so sometimes when we over exaggerate or over contract a muscle, for instance, it's almost like resetting the brain to say, oh, that's too far. Here is the balanced position. So that's what you're looking for. Now, whatever that is for you, it may be different. There is no perfect posture. What I'm asking for is, where do you feel the most flexible and easeful and able to react if someone kind of came and pushed you? You wouldn't just fall over, that you have the most kind of stability in your structure and ease in your structure. Find that place, and that is your perfect alignment.